Well, that's the fun thing about houses is that houses are really good if you have best friends, but it's even better if you have a best friend in real estate.
Oh.
That's right. Signature Studio Spotlight Series is back again, and we have a spotlight on an agent that is oh so bright. And Susan, who is it today?
Ooh, she's my best friend. She's not really, but she's everyone's best friend who buys a house with her, Miss Heather Penko.
Hello.
Hello, Heather Penko.
Hello.
Pretty movie star looking girl.
You're making me blush.
She looks like a movie star.
We're going to turn you red within the first few
great.
minutes. That's what we
We want to
do.
match the tie.
Thank you.
Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Here at Signature Real Estate Group, we are fortunate to have some pretty incredible agents.
Yep.
And so when I saw that you were on the roster today for being in the studio, I was very excited. So I want to start asking about your life and stuff because you've been one of the big players here in this local market for the past couple years. And it doesn't happen by accident. So let's go back to how did you get into real estate?
Okay. So both of my grandparents were in real estate on separate sides of the family.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was a broker for about 40 years. And growing up, I always wanted to be like her. I loved answering her phone. Yes, back in the day when we had phones, not cell
And
phones.
we answered
With
it.
cords on them,
Yeah, I would go with her to her showings. I would sit open houses with her. And I always said, one day I want to be in real estate just like her. And my grandpa on the other side of the family was also in real estate. He was the ultimate door knocker, different personality than my grandmother. Definitely he was a rock star agent, but I wanted to follow my grandma's footsteps. So I got my license about 13 years ago, and when we moved to Marietta, I dove in full force. And so I've been doing this full time for 7 years, and I absolutely love it.
That's awesome. And what I've always been impressed with, I see on Facebook you're on there a lot, but you genuinely are your client's best friend.
Yep.
Like you literally have a very special relationship with your clients. It's pretty incredible. How does that approach translate into your success as a realtor?
I would say my clients typically become my friends, and that's how the BFF in real estate came about. They're more than just a client to me, and I believe that if something is not right, then I want to let them know up front and not guide them into something that doesn't feel right and that I know they're going to regret or I'm not going to feel right about.
Yeah.
And so I think that honesty and that trust is a big play into the friendship.
Yeah, it's huge. And so how did you meet Susan Ebert here?
So I actually went to Susan's old office over on Marietta Hot Springs to watch one of her live meetings. I want to say David Serpo was speaking.
Yep.
And I remember meeting Susan and thinking, oh my gosh, she is just such a firecracker. I love her personality. And so when I started thinking about making a change to a different brokerage, of course, Susan came to mind. And I had to come and meet with her and see her office. And as soon as I walked in the office, I just knew this is where I'm supposed to be.
Because it's pretty like her.
It is so pretty. It really is.
Pretty just attracts pretty.
It's a beautiful office. You really did everything right putting this thing together.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She
figured
did.
if I have to come every single day, it's got to be someplace I want to go.
It's true.
Better be pretty and better have a couch to take a nap.
And it's definitely pretty and it has couches.
Well, I was so happy because you're like one of those people where I couldn't believe, are you really going to come here? I was like, Heather Penko's going to come? This is amazing. I was really happy. It was
Aw,
a great
thank you.
thing. It's just so nice because there's so many big producers here and there's a lot of ego, but all of the collaboration that happens, it's like you fit right in.
Yeah,
You're
I
so
absolutely
helpful.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So helpful with everyone.
Well, thank
She
you.
mentors people too,
Yes, I do.
our new agents.
Yeah, and so how's that been going for you?
So far, it's really good. I feel like I'm a really big cheerleader to my mentees. They didn't realize how difficult it is getting into real estate and not waking up to deals under their pillow. So I'm just trying to support them and remind them that they need to keep their foot on the gas pedal and keep going and don't let off, because it's definitely not as easy as it looks or as some people think it is. And it's reminding me about how hard it is in the beginning mentoring people.
I know. I think maybe when you're a seasoned vet like we are, it comes to us after a while because we've put in all that hard work up front and stuff like that with the referrals and past clients and all that kind of thing. But when you see a new agent going through it, you're like, oh yeah, I remember how difficult that is.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh, that's going to leave a mark.
Yeah. It takes me back to when I started and my kids were young, and one of the girls I'm mentoring has young kids. So I said, you know what? Put him in the stroller and take him for a walk and go door knocking. I did that. I remember walking around with my backpack full of snacks, and the kids had their little razor scooters, and we'd get to the end of the street. Every corner we stopped and had fishies or whatever the snack was, and got through our door knocking together. And those are memories that my kids look back on, and I have. Cool. So it's kind of like coming back to the surface, having people I'm mentoring with young kids.
I'm so glad you're doing it. How many kids do you have?
2. So
boys, girls, how old are they?
Haley is 16. Yes, she's driving now. And Stevie's 11.
And she's not driving yet?
He. Yeah, boy and girl and boy. No, he drives his bicycle.
Yeah.
Well, he's a dirt bike kid too, so I like that.
Yeah, he's a dirt bike kid, and he has a mountain bike now, so he's on the mountain bike team at his middle school.
That's awesome.
And so that's been really fun too. He's really enjoying that.
Aw, aren't you proud?
Yes, I am so proud.
And it goes so fast, so you have to enjoy every single minute.
I know, it's going by really fast.
But you're training your daughter up, kind of.
Well, yes. I'm training her to have some really good work ethics, which she does have. But if you ask her if she wants to get into real estate, she says, heck no.
It's maybe one of those destinies that she can't escape, though. It's just going to happen.
I don't know. She's pretty adamant about going into nursing, so we'll see. Cool. But right now, she's a really big help. I love having her come in after school and working with me.
And her office is one of the prettiest ones in the office.
Oh,
it has white fluffy stuff in it.
Yes, it does. And
very girly,
glitter, gold.
It's very, very pretty. Yeah, it looks just like her.
Well, and so, Steve strikes me as a very manly man.
Yes.
So how is he comfortable in there, or has he got to have some?
Well, the inside is considered pink, so I get to do what I want pretty much. The outside is blue, so if it's outside, that's his thing.
Right.
So, we pretty much get along well when it comes to things like that. The office thing, he doesn't mind. So,
How long have you been married?
Oh, we just had our 24-year anniversary a couple days ago.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you.
What'd you get?
Nothing. We're celebrating this weekend. So, Steve, when you watch this,
better be good, Steve. Our expectations are high
today. So the message is clear.
Yeah.
What do you want for your anniversary?
Honestly,
did you tell him what you want?
I don't really want anything. Just another year of a great marriage.
Oh, that's sweet.
But if he gets me a gift, that'll be great too.
So this is one of my favorite stories because I think when you meet your life partner, it's such an important story thread, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you guys meet, and did he pursue you? You pursued him, or how did that whole transaction happen?
Oh boy. Well, we met at a nightclub, and we danced together, and I gave him my number, and he waited 3 days to call me. I guess that was kind of like the standard back then, right? And then we went out to dinner and just really hit it off. And from that moment forward, we were together almost every day. And he, stole my dad's heart. Aww. And got along really well with my brother. And those were things that were really important to me too. And they still are really close.
That's very important.
We got married 2 days after I turned 18.
Oh my gosh.
And here we are.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
How did he ask you to marry him?
Well, he got down on one knee.
Like, where were you?
We were at the beach. So we went down to the pier that we had gone to after our first date. And
so he planned it all out.
Yeah.
Aww. I love that part of the story.
I know.
And then they lived happily ever after.
And then so he's in real estate too now.
Yes, so he just got his license, so he can help me on his days off, and when he retires, he'll be able to jump in and work with me more. But right now, I'm really excited to have him to help out as, like, once in a while, maybe go show homes for me, or, just those things that I could use him to do that he needs a license for.
Yeah, it's important.
So.
Yeah, and so, you are one of those people that is very community involved. You're plugged in a lot of places, so I don't know how you do it, but
I don't either.
so what is kind of your life like in the community?
Well, let's see. I'm pretty involved in the Marietta Chamber of Commerce. I was an ambassador for a while. I'm a trustee on the Marietta Cemetery. We can cut that, right?
No, there's just bloopers.
Oh, great. So I'm a trustee on the Marietta Valley Cemetery District. I'm actually the JV rep for my daughter's softball team.
Wow.
And what else? I'm the president of my business networking group starting 2020. And I just always have my hands in something. We just did an event. We had a booth at the Marietta Rod Run. That was a ton of fun. I have a whole new respect for people that do events all the time because we were tired at the end of that weekend.
Yep.
But yeah, so I love being involved. I'm pretty involved in the kids' school on the PTC. I was the chair of the bingo night for a few years for Stevie's school. So,
Aww.
So you wear a lot of
just
hats.
stay busy.
Wow.
I don't sit still.
Well, and that's probably why you do so well in real estate.
Mhm.
It's a relational business. And so
Yeah.
if you have all these relationships and all these pockets throughout the
Mhm.
community that you're connecting with people on, I could see why, you do incredible.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So what's your experience been like working here with at Signature Real Estate?
You know what? I love it. I love the atmosphere. I was looking for some collaboration, and I wanted to work in an office with other agents that are actually at the office. I was really excited to get involved and actually come in every day and bounce ideas off other agents that are producing and working in the business, not just doing it part-time. And I love it. Susan's always here, and she just brightens the entire office. It's fun to be around you.
It's fun to have fun people around.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's all you guys. And then I just react.
Yeah.
Oh, look, people are here. Woo!
If you build it, they will come, right?
It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true, and they did.
But I think it's really neat too at our office that we can actually go into other agents' doors and ask questions,
Yeah.
or hey, what are you doing that's working, or hey, how's that CRM doing for you, or what, would you do this again or would you not? And I feel like people are really willing to talk to you and share and help you with ideas. Or if you're having a day where you're like, oh my gosh, just everything is going wrong, you have people to, kind of lift you up. Or if you're on top of the world, you can spread that amongst the other agents too.
It is a roller coaster, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Man, especially when you got a couple irons in the fire, because it's like, one client is totally excited that they just got their offer accepted, so you're doing the celebration with them, and then you got someone that just got a request for repair that's 10 pages long, and they're angry. It's just a mixture of emotions, and it changes by the hour too. So you got all these moving parts, and it's just it can be exhausting, but
Definitely.
it's definitely fun though.
Yeah.
So when a buyer works with you, what's kind of the process that they can kind of expect? Like, how do you do your buyer process?
Doing my buyers. Well, I always will start off by finding out details of what they want, what their needs are, and usually I'll look at the homes on the MLS versus just setting them on a drip and sending them everything that comes on the market, because I know how annoying that can be when they're receiving homes that just don't even match what they're looking for. So I'll usually look physically for the home for them, send them my list, as well as look at the list they're coming up with, and then I'll still look at the homes they send me to see if it really matches their criteria. Sometimes you can save a lot of time by just looking at like a Google aerial view of the property, whereas they may say, oh, this is the one, but then I can bring to their attention, hey, do you know it backs up to an alley, or do you know there's a grocery store behind it, or it's on a busy street? So I really feel like listening is so important, and knowing what they're looking for. And it's funny because sometimes Monday they want this home, and by Wednesday they want that home. And you're like, wait a minute, I thought you wanted 3-car garage with RV parking, and you're showing me a home with a 2-car garage and no RV parking, but it has a beautiful pool in the backyard. So just listening and being able to shift, as the clients need, and, sometimes just talking with them. And again, I feel like listening is really important, and I do my best to answer my phone as quick as possible. I'm not one of those that turns my phone off for hours at a time, and You know, it could be good or bad. But my grandmother always said 3 things: be yourself, be honest, and answer your phone. And those are the 3 things I live by in my business.
And it's so true, and it really comes down to, it sounds like a simple thing, but it's amazing how many people in this business don't answer their phone. And it's the worst when it's like the hot listing, right, that just hit the market, and so your buyer wants it, they're willing to do whatever they got to do to make the offer happen, but then that listing agent just doesn't, respond to the calls or whatever. It's just frustrating.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And so speaking of listings, like how do you kind of approach your whole listing campaign? Because you do both buyers and sellers.
I do, yeah. So I'm pretty 50-50 at the end of the year. It pretty much evens out. I'm not sure how, but it does. Listings, so again, listening to the client's need, whether we need to find them a replacement, making sure that if we do need to find a replacement, I'm not setting them up for failure to sell their house and then not have them in a place to go.
Yeah.
So on listings, again, listening, what is their want, what's their need, how fast do we need to sell, do we have time, do we need to market it, to have a really hot sale, or, just figuring out what they want and need.
Yeah. And because it seems like you have the whole West Murrieta side pretty much on lockdown. It's like you get all those really nice, pretty listings. So
Thank you.
You've been very successful at that.
We live on some land, so it kind of helps, when you live on land, land and septics and wells and, paddocks and barns and whatnot. It just helps when you go to those listing appointments and you're up against maybe somebody that lives in a condo or, lives in a home that's not on land.
Yeah.
It's just different. And there's something to be said that knowing what it's like on land, your client definitely feels trust in that.
Yeah.
And I have my little niche to market to for those properties as well.
Yeah, you're doing everything right. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, or if you're going against someone who's bald with a red tie.
Oh, yeah.
It just makes the whole thing really easy.
Thanks.
I was going to say that I don't stand a chance.
Yeah. I can see the differences there. And so what's kind of been like your marketing and branding and stuff like that?
Honestly, just talking to people.
Yeah.
Getting myself out there. And talking to people and letting people know what I do for a living. The conversation usually sparks, oh, are you an at-home mom? That's the first thing I get from people when I meet them, because I am able to pick the kids up from school most of the time or go to all of their games and events and practices and whatnot. And I let them know, no, I'm not an at-home mom. I work full-time. And, of course, the conversation goes into real estate. It always does. And then they say, well, you know what? I need a bigger home, or I need, a bigger garage, or we just bought an RV, and it just kind of goes like that. And then we become friends, and when they're ready to sell or buy, we work together, it seems like.
Because you're their best friend in real estate.
And I'm their BFF in real estate.
That's right. Well, I think that for your branding is perfect. And I was pulling out of the parking lot earlier today, and your vehicle is next to mine, and it's well, I won't read it, but it basically says,
You can. Everybody in
town
everybody
knows. Okay,
BFF and RE.
Yeah. So you're branded. So that's
I'm trying. I remember hearing about bald guy red tie, and I was like, I got to get branded like that guy.
Well, it's been funny watching people over the past couple of years, like if they're a big person and they'll go big guy in the red tie or something. I'm like, yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that. A couple of years ago, there was someone that was trying to do the red tie real estate guy. So my lawyer sent him a love letter. Yeah. I didn't want to have to play it like that, but it's like, I was like, dude, you're only 20 miles up the road. That's a little too close. So.
Nothing wrong with a little love letter.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do off work?
Off work? Oh, I'm a family girl. I love doing things with my family. My kids make me tick, for sure. They drive me, and I love watching them play their sports. I love watching Haley ride her horse or play softball, videoing Stevie in the yard jumping or on his motorcycle. And, of course, Steve. We bought a Harley a couple years ago for our 22nd anniversary and my 40th birthday. And that's our time. We love just packing up and going for a ride, and just kind of forces us to do things without the kids. We're so, family-oriented that everything we do, we want to take them with us. When we bought that, it was kind of like, well, they can't go with us, so this will force us to go do things without them.
That's cool.
And it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So.
And so has your husband always been into the motorsports thing, like the dirt bikes? And
Yeah, so we love camping and we do the river thing. When I met him, he was into dirt bikes and might be one of those things that connected to me to him because my dad and brother were into motorcycles. And 25 years ago, a lot of my guy friends at school, they weren't into stuff like that. So when I met Steve, and he just kind of instantly fit in with the family, and we started doing the camping and all that stuff. It
like
just
a perfect fit.
Yeah, it just worked. And of course now we have our little one riding motorcycles, and it's fun. Doing
Yes.
some racing.
So has he done some motorcycle?
Yeah, so he did some
racing?
motorcycle racing. He raced a trophy truck for a little while, and anything that has speed or two wheels, Stevie loves.
What a fun life.
It's fun.
Do you have someone who's coaching him, who's teaching him how to do that?
No, he just is one of those people that, I mean, Steve helps him as much as he can, but Stevie's one of those people that he's really determined. When he wants to do something, he'll do it over and over and over until he conquers it.
Oh.
So.
Well, it just so happens we have a dirt bike race trainer in our office.
Oh.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Maybe when I was younger and not so fat.
You can teach him how to do it.
Yeah.
You're really fast.
So
What do you
for
mean?
for a corn her or two. And then yeah, I used to race, and so my whole goal in high school was to be a professional motocross rider.
wow.
And I was about 6 months away from that, but then I turned 18 and started chasing girls around and
Uh-oh.
partying. So that whole young man story, and then all of a sudden you wake up in your midlife and with kids of your own and stuff. And
Yeah.
but I still ride and stuff like that, and my kids, they have dirt bikes and stuff, so it's fun.
That's cool. Now you can do it with them.
Yeah. And so we went riding with her kids, but I guess we're gonna have to hold off for a while because what happened this weekend?
Oh, they need bubble wrap.
Oh.
Zach broke both of his arms.
Both?
Well,
Oh,
last time. And then this time he just broke his right arm.
So it's
And messed up
improvement.
his left shoulder. Yeah, it was the 4th time on his bike, 5th time.
Yeah.
Oh
Crazy.
My
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
He's really good though. He's fast.
Do you know what I love? Is he fast?
Yeah,
like I
he's
can't
no,
tell.
he's really getting good.
He is?
Yeah. Well, he just needs to learn how to not crash.
I love the part where now he's old enough where he pushes it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why he has a couple broken bones, is because, like, okay, I'm going to test this, and I'm going to go a little bit farther than I think, because he was taught, and he did have someone who trained him.
Oh, okay.
And it was all this training is going to be so you don't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's like, oh, no, I'm getting hurt. It was the emergency room. Have you had to do that with your kids yet?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Stevie's broken his arm a few times, and he broke his nose. Actually, when we first moved to Marietta, he was on his motorcycle, and he crashed into the horse fencing, and his helmet got stuck,
Oh, no.
and he broke his nose. And then the next night, he was jumping off his bed, and he was doing freestyle BMX, is what he said, and he broke his arm. So I took him back to the emergency room, and the same staff was on duty, and they were like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah.
And they give you that look
Yes.
like, mhm.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Beating your
so
child?
He's got a broken
Yeah.
arm, broken nose.
Yep.
Yeah.
This time, Zachary learned to take off the gear and put shorts and a t-shirt on so they didn't cut it off him.
Oh my
This
gosh.
time, he's like, save the gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
expensive.
all of the
Yeah, that is
mom
expensive.
nurses were kind of passive aggressive. Oh, you're gonna stop riding now? You're saying this to a 20-year-old. They
Yeah.
just started
Yeah.
that adventure.
Right.
And then the doctor walks in and he goes, broke the arm, huh? He goes, good for you. It's good that you're out there doing something outside instead of sitting behind a computer screen, young man.
Oh
And
my
I was like,
gosh.
oh, thanks a lot. But I'm thinking that's true. I am
Yeah,
glad.
it is true. At least he's
know?
outside, and
Yeah.
so many kids are stuck on the computer on games.
Yeah. He'll heal.
So he's not discouraged.
No, he wasn't at all.
Okay,
It
good.
was
Oh my
pretty funny
gosh.
at the emergency room because it was like, nope, this is just a casualty of what I do.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
gosh.
of course,
Part
it
of it.
wasn't as severe as the last accident. So
Yeah.
And
Well,
at least
He
it
was
was only
alert
one arm
and
instead of
awake.
both.
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Broken bones hurts.
Yeah.
It's not a fun feeling.
No, I know. You know what though? Do you love? Would you have any more kids?
I don't think now, but I love having my kids.
Yeah.
And I would love to be a grandma one day.
Not anytime
that's
soon,
a
though.
long way away. 11,
Yeah,
16,
you
you got
know.
some time.
Yeah,
You got some
10
time.
years.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, wow. Selling real estate. Kids will be older. and yeah, just continuing to sell homes, maybe doing some more mentoring or some coaching of some sort.
Yeah. Have you
So.
ever had a real estate coach? Like, have you done any of those
No.
formal coaching things that everyone does?
I haven't. I've thought about it several times, and then I just don't do it.
Yeah. Well, you go on vacation instead.
Yeah.
Well, if you want business, what you got to do is just go on vacation, because the moment you're packing up and ready to head out of town, that's when
Right.
everybody wants to sell and buy real estate.
That's
I don't know
right.
what
Yeah.
it is, but that's how it seems to work.
It is.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you could give one piece of advice to a brand new real estate agent, what would it be?
Dive in, start swimming, and don't stop.
Oh, that's nice. I hope they can
Yeah.
swim.
Right?
Yeah, the water's
And,
full of sharks.
I think, too, you really need to do this job full time.
Yeah.
You know, I think that there's so many people that see how let's be honest, it's not very hard to get your license.
Yeah.
So they get their license and think, oh, I'm going to get my license and make all this money. But getting your license is actually the easiest part.
Yeah.
Getting business is the hardest. So I would say do it full time.
Yeah.
My grandpa always told me, you're not going to make any money if you're not doing real estate full time. And he was right.
Yeah.
You have to do it full time.
How would you tell someone, a new real estate agent, to solve a problem with a buyer that is really challenging and can't just decide what they want to buy?
I would tell them communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate and stay calm. And when you feel yourself feeling a little frustrated, maybe take a breath and call that client back.
Yeah.
You know, don't let them see any frustration. And you have to have a lot of patience. I really think you have to, have a lot of patience, be a good listener. You're almost more like a counselor as a realtor. It's kind of like, bringing everybody back in. This person's starting to get a little, frustrated, or maybe this one is, on top of the world, and you're just trying to kind of bring everybody back in and,
Yeah.
I guess, calm everyone down. And, yeah.
It's truly a gift to be able to do that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not the easiest thing in the world. And I
Yeah.
think we can this is a hard job. I don't think this is easy at all, but it's a glamorous lifestyle you can have.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
when I watch you've come in the office a couple times, and I can't imagine what it would be like to problem solve with her, because even when she is in the midst of problem solving, she is the calmest, most articulate, and this is what's happening. And I'm like, who are you? And when I grow up, I want to be just like
Right.
you. Because not me. I go high emotion, I pick a side, I judge, condemn. Yeah, no, I do all of that, and then I come to my senses.
I
But-
have a lot of patience.
You really
I
do.
really do. When it comes to real estate and my clients and my transactions, I have a ton of patience. So, and I
for
think
you.
that's my secret weapon.
Well, and I think that's why you do so incredibly well. I mean, like I said, you're one of the best in the area,
Yeah.
and you have a great reputation. Whenever, as agents, when we see a familiar name on the listing side of things, we're like, oh, thank goodness,
Yeah.
rather than so-and-so from Orange County or San Diego, or like,
Yeah.
oh, man, that's not going to be good.
Yeah.
But you're always, you always answer your phone. So it's always easy to get a hold of you. It's important.
Let's call her right now.
Yeah. Call her a studio phone. Well, final thoughts?
Final thoughts? I just want to say to you, thank you for being here.
Oh,
Thanks for being part of the team. Thanks for always being positive and adorable. Thanks for trusting us with your career. And I just hope that we're together in the next 5 years and
Thank
we just
you.
knock the socks off of it. Thank you for representing the heart of who I am on the inside and making it look like it's patience.
Well said.
Well, thank you. Thank you for giving me such a great place to work and beautiful environment, great people.
Aw,
I love
you're
it.
so cute.
Well, Heather, you're one of the best in the industry, and you're here at Signature Real Estate, which is one of the best in the industry, located off Los Alamos Road in Murrieta. But seriously, you are one of the great agents. This industry has a lot of not so great agents, and so the fact that you just walk with integrity, you make this look really good. You make the office look good, and you represent your family well and your clients well.
Thank you.
So you're doing good in life. You're living your best life, as they say.
Thanks.
So thanks for doing that here at Signature Real Estate Group. And that's it for this episode of the Spotlight Series here at Signature Studios with Heather Penko, Susan Ebert, John Butler, ball guy in the red tie, saying see you in escrow. Bye. Yay.